Welcome to Worky Wednesdays, a podcast where we explore the fascinating journey of life from two very different perspectives. While our kids may inherit the physical traits like the color of our eyes, our facial features, and even our body shapes, they don't inherit the way that we think or the way that we feel. Life struggles shape each of our minds and our paths in unique ways. Join Junior and I as we navigate this journey together, sharing our diverse opinions on various aspects of life. We'll also bring on inspiring guests to discuss what motivates them and drives them to succeed, help them become the best versions of themselves, and share their message. Tune in as we dive deep into these conversations, bump heads, bond, laugh, and discover the beauty of different viewpoints. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Lock in.
Your microphone's right in front of you, brother.
Everyone going. Instagram Live. Worky Wednesdays, baby. Tune in. We're rolling. We got Adam Atiyeh, Jesse Sr., Jesse Jr., baby. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Worky Wednesdays. I am your host, Jesse Sr. I am sitting with my knucklehead kid, Jesse Jr. And tonight we bring you a very special individual that needs no introductory. A Lehigh Valley legend by the name of Adam the Archangel Atiyeh.
Woo! Let's get it! Hell yeah, baby!
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Super stoked to have you with us tonight, man. Thank you. This is our first live podcast, man.
Yeah, this is live, man. This is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, cheers to that, man.
Cheers to that.
Yeah.
So Adam, you are our seventh
Oh,
episode.
what's up, brother?
Seventh episode. This is just something that we kind of navigated down to, Junior and I. We've been bumping heads for the last 10 years.
Forever.
Yeah, so, just something that, he brought up. That's something that would, get us to spend a little bit more time together. So, to be honest, man, I love it. I love spending time with this kid.
Yeah.
He's in a different generation, so his views are a lot different than ours, brother.
Yeah.
So we talk about that stuff, man. But
man.
it's fun to have guests on and
Yeah.
gather perspectives and what everyone else thinks about out there. So again, brother, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Let's have a good time,
Thank you,
man. Let's have a good time.
Alright,
Yeah.
So we briefly talked to Adam. So you and I mean, we go back.
Yeah.
I think we first met over 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years.
We definitely go back quite a ways. Tell us a little bit about. So you grew up in this area, or where exactly did you grow up?
Yeah, I appreciate Jesse bringing me on. This is kind of funny. We go all the way back to Banana Joe's days, to be specific. Now it's shut down when he's doing security. Shut down now from a knife stab, and we've both been through that stuff. Crazy stories. It's crazy to see your son here too. Who would have thought this many years later? But yeah, I've been off. The Lehigh Valley is my home place. My family name Atiyeh Group. We made a huge sports, one of the most successful sports families to come out of this area, with several others like the Wolf Brothers. Then you had several families that were very tough out of this area. One of the toughest areas in the world in sports, I believe, especially wrestling. Division One, but I've been back and forth from Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, ended up at Valley Forge Military Academy. That's a funny story we can touch on with that. So yeah, this is my hometown. I love the Lehigh Valley. I always end up coming back no matter where I'm at.
What was your biggest sport or you're an athlete. Obviously, you're an athlete. Were you a football guy? I mean, you touched base in wrestling. Like, what was your?
I was a football guy. I just got involved with the wrong stuff. Ended up, I have tons of credentials between football, wrestling, MMA, boxing. shooting, but football was my sport for a while. My Uncle George was a parade All-American, played at LSU, one of the first guys, nose guard, goes on, played with the Eagles, Steelers. My dad was a Pitt guy on the all-time sack list, where I ended up then. My Uncle Abe ended up, wrestling. Come from a line. My Uncle Joe was the first silver medalist Olympics for Syria. My Uncle Sam was a city champ. I grew up with football, linebacker and fullback. Funny story, ended up at I got in trouble in high school, beat up this gang, the 17th Street gang. They told themselves for messing with my younger brother. Put one guy's head underneath the bus tile, the other one I threw over the ledge. The third one I punched.
Yeah, you must have been a pretty big dude, man.
Yeah.
So
I was just as big in high school, 6 foot. I was bigger probably. Now I got my knees a little busted up.
Yeah, so how big are you?
Right now, I'm probably about 5'11" and a quarter and a half and about 220. I was the same. I was bigger in high school. I was like
even in his, what the hell, man?
Yeah,
what position that is?
I was fullback and linebacker. I was on a second team All-State for 2 years. I was the first freshman to start at Parkland High School, first 4A guy, All-League all 4 years, All-Area 2 years, All-State 2 years. Top 100 recruit mentioned, McDonald All-Star Classic, invited to the Big 33, but that was like as a backup, whatnot. That a lot of credentials in football. Then I was at Valley Forge, 1,000-yard rusher, all prep team. Milford Academy, the same thing, all prep team.
And so how did football come about, boss? So was it more like was that something that you just started as a young kid? Was it something your dad got you into?
My dad did it, man.
Nice.
My dad, he was a character. He got Tony Siragusa was his backup. If you know anything about football, my dad played at Pitt University. He was a top recruit out of the area as well. He could have played in the NFL. He played behind Dan Marino. Like after. All those guys at Pitt legends, but Tony Siragusa, they call him the Goose. He passed away, God rest his soul. I got pictures of him and stuff. I grew up around those guys. He was a Jersey state champ wrestler, thoroughbred dude. So I grew up around it. All those guys were over at our house, like Moose Sam's, big name guy.
You had mentioned Pittsburgh. Did you go out? You played college?
Yeah,
at Pittsburgh?
I played college and I got in trouble out there. I could never stay. I had trouble, man. I was always almost right there. I have all the athletic achievements. From boxing, MMA, football, wrestling. I was almost right there, but never pulled the trigger to make it to the next level.
So being the athlete that you are, man, how did you? But so you named a lot of sports that you just played. So as far as your career goes, you are how old are you now, boss?
39.
So you've been an athlete for quite some damn time now, man. So as far as that goes, man, how did you balance sports, and when did you find out what sport was the sport? Because it sounded like football was the one at first. How did that transition to fighting?
I got out. I should have made it. All my boys made the NFL. A lot of them right there. Scott McKillop, all-time leading tackler at Pitt. LaShawn McCoy I played with.
Nice.
No shit.
All these guys. Darrell Revis. Another shout out. I couldn't stay out of trouble. Guys told me I'd play on Sunday, but I couldn't. So what happened is I ended up going to prison when I was 23. Got caught with a lot of bullshit. I wasn't ready.
And were you just in football at this time?
Yeah.
Just football.
And started training. I was still doing the wrestling.
So 23 in college, training.
Couldn't stay in trouble. I was at that time actually was like 20 years old. I got in trouble at 21. When I went to Pitt, got in trouble. Was there till 22. Then I ended up junior college All-American 2 years in wrestling. But before that happened, what happened was I went to prison. I went to prison shortly after, and then got out, and I was just a second slower to play football. I didn't have a 4.6 40 or a 4.5, that you need. My body wasn't the same.
Right. And this is at such a young age too.
Yeah, I could still fight. I had it in me. So I was like, it's either fighting or football. To give it all. I tried out for the Steel Hawks. All that stuff was right there, but I just was a little bit slower. Hard stuff.
And Steelhawks is the arena football, right? Yeah. That's the arena football around here?
Them and another one I played with, like the Allentown, whatever. I just, I stopped though, won all the fighting.
Yeah? So the fighting came out of, a young age, but kind of not a young age. I mean, typically a lot of fighters start pretty goddamn young. So I mean, that kind of came. So after the prison thing, you're what, 23?
When I finally got out, I was
man.
like 27.
27. So the fighting came after all that.
Yeah, when I finally
shit.
started, I blew up quick. Like Kathy Griffin did a skit on me. I was the first guy to wear a leopard Speedo in the ring.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah, dude.
I had the leopard in my hair. I was a crazy dude.
I'm surprised you didn't show up with that haircut, bro.
Nah, that shit's done, man. We'll talk more about that, but I had a lot of fun.
Hell yeah. So
it was really, you know.
27 now, right?
I remember the first time when I got out on man, it was. Well, I ended up having 4 titles, one of the most decorated amateurs to come out of this area, period. Kathy Griffin did a skit on me. 4 MMA titles, you know, sold everywhere out. They even had me in the video. It was funny, Service Electric, I'm coming out. They were like, guys, got heavy hands, WWE style, blah, blah, blah. Huge following. They kept going on and on. All of a sudden, I go to rip my pants down. And they're like, is that what they think? Is that a banana hammock? I was like, the crowd went nuts. They were dying laughing.
That's fucking great.
And then
man.
now they check. They made a thing, serve now. It's not the head of the state athletic, but they have a thing to check the uniforms before you go in.
No shit.
Yeah, man.
Hey, how about it, man?
We sold that out. Yep.
Hell yeah, man.
First guy to do that one. We have a lot of firsts. We're all state in football, all state in wrestling, all state in MMA. If they have it, all state in boxing, Golden Glove runner-up, state champ. We got a lot of things.
So kind of
what keeps you engaged nowadays? So you obviously you have a decorated athletic career.
Yeah.
So are you engaged with the community? I mean, obviously we know you have a fight coming up. We're definitely going to touch base on that. But are you staying engaged in the communities? You know, you're big in the MMA community as well. You're watching UFC. Like, what are you thinking? What's driving your motivation nowadays?
My motivation, some crazy stuff happened that we'll talk about in the future on episode. But you know, someone died in my life. 2 guys. My best friend shot himself in the head. And we were fighting each other at the time, but we're like closer than brothers. And then I had crazy incidents that changed the whole course of my life. That's turned me from not being that same bad boy that people know me as with the leopard in my hair, whatever persona, fighting everyone. You go back on my Facebook page and Instagram, all of it, and see the crazy stuff we did, fighting everyone pretty much. To now I live a real disciplined life since this incident's happened. I had someone die that changed the whole course that you'll hear about someday, and it's motivated me every day. I get up, man. I get on my knees, not for a bag of dope or a bag of coke, but for God. And I might turn that same obsession. It drives me to stay out of the street, to make sure that this person don't die in vain. And God's given me another shot. It's been my major motivation in my life. I go to church. I'll do a meeting here and there to stay away from drugs or alcohol, this and that. Don't go out. I hang out with my family. We have a little farm in Coopersburg, and got horses and chickens and. I work. We have the fast growing tree company, Adam's Tree Service. They look up as well. And
actually, I do know about that. Hey man, we'll see. So it seems more just like a life is kind of giving
so
you
you're
that.
a true testament that everything happens for a reason, and there's always repercussions off of everything, whether it's good or bad.
And you would know that, Jesse. You were in the military. It's like some things you wake up, you just don't know what's gonna happen, man. And I chose, some guys believe in all that PTO, this, and I just use that as motivation.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
We're one of the lucky ones. We got first world problems. We're sitting in a beautiful basement.
Oh yeah.
We all got things.
Hell
first world
brother.
problems. I'm not complaining about dying today or cancer. Like,
sure.
We got first world problems here in America. We're thinking what I'm gonna go. I get mad at my old lady because I don't get enough sex here and there. That's about it. I'm like, right, well, like, and if that's the worst thing I got to deal with today, I got a pretty damn good life.
And so I do want to dive a little. I do want to get a little deeper into a little more personal things a little bit later here. But as far as like, dude, like I said, man, my dad said you're a big athlete, man. You're a fighter, big football guy, big fighter. You staying up to date with like the current? You watch NFL? You watching? Staying up to date with UFC?
I stay up to date with some of it, my man. I really don't watch TV anymore. I try to stay out of all the nonsense, all the political bullshit going on. It's like they try to kill a strong man anymore.
Well, what about like did you see the fights this weekend?
I watched some of the fights. I have a lot of respect for some of the athletes that are out there, especially like this Khabib guy. Even though I'm a Christian, he's a Muslim. With the way he talks about the care for his mom and belief in God, I can respect. Called himself the Eagle. I still watch some of the fights to learn off of, some of the old school films you guys know, like Mike Tyson. It's not that I respected his coach a lot, because what Custy Amato, which is one of my favorite coaches, said, he said, this term that stuck with me now, it's like discipline's doing what you hate, but doing it like you love it.
Right.
So it's like, that's a hard thing to do, because we all rationalize something I got to deal with every day. Don't press the snooze, get up and run. So since this thing's happened, that's what I do now. I push the envelope every day. People ask me where I get my strength from and how I do it, and from God. From do this until 10 at night, same thing every day. And Jesse knows about that in the military too, but I've been doing it without having to be in the military. I get up, work, train, work more, train.
It's the fighter style, baby.
Come back, see my girl, go to bed, take care of the horses.
What time are you up in the morning?
Some days 4 or 5, other days 6 or 7. Because some days I burn at both ends and don't get in bed till 11, 12,
Yeah.
or 1.
So you're pretty much on a strict routine.
Yeah.
On top of a super busy life that you obviously have, where are you finding time to do your training? Again, like, are you going to the weight room? Are you doing a lot of cardio? Like, what are you doing training wise? Preparation.
I throw logs.
Okay.
I'm not a gym guy anymore. Like a guy that lifts weights. I give no offense to any of those type of guys, respect, but I'm just an outdoors guy. I throw logs. I go with my horse. I've been blessed to have a guy, Angel Cruz, in my life that was also he's one of like 2 or 3 guys that are in the Hall of Fame box around here, decorated career. Funny story, I went to the bank and this guy comes up to me and he's like, wait, what? You just gonna stop fighting, kid, or something? It was like 3 years since I've been out of the loop, and some shit happened, and all of a sudden he became my coach, and we've been close. Him, Will Miranda, another guy that was my old coach in my corner. That's
I know Will.
Some stuff.
Hey, Will's a good guy, man. Will's the man, dude.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Hey, hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Yep, he's
So now so that goes for strength training. When it comes to like, so you're doing a lot of running. When it comes to like fighting, so
I'm running. I use an axe. I got the old school axe system where I hit it. I use the axe.
And is a boxing fight coming up, or is it an MMA fight?
This is
boxing
fight. I'm doing my MMA debut probably in November. Right now I'm getting my hands right, and you learn the little things and the basics, which you always got. Just no matter what fight you're in, gun fight, knife fight, it's the basics you always gotta rely on.
And Bill was a professional as well. Bill was a professional boxer.
Okay.
Your coach, right?
Which one?
Will
was too.
Yeah.
Will was, he was a good boxer, pretty good.
Yeah.
Angel was an even better one. Angel, my main coach, he's one of 2 guys being the Hall of Fame, or 3 next to Larry Holmes.
Very cool.
He's like ranked like 8th in the world at one point. He has a lot of fights, a lightweight guy. So we changed up our whole style. In a lot of ways.
But you're still the leopard print. Like that's still.
Yeah, I'm bringing out the leopard.
Yeah. Where did that come from? Just out of curiosity, what sparked that, man?
There was a lot.
That's your stamp.
Yeah, I mean back then, with the leopard. I mean, what the heck? What woman doesn't sleep with leopard sheets, right?
Funny story.
Like that, it brings it up right away. So I'm young. I'm one of these dumb. Oh wow. It's like when you go into a facility. Oh, I don't got an issue. I'm just addicted to sex. It's like, not another one of these assholes.
Dude, your stickers, you have leopard print stickers at every goddamn gas station in the area. You know that? That is hilarious. I would pull up to the mini mart, dude, going to pump my gas, man. And I look at the pump and see your
that's when I was a self-pro-made, when I had the schizo going on a little bit. I was crazy.
Man, that's great.
Everywhere with
dude, so what about do you like Sean O'Malley? Sugar Sean, you pay attention,
yeah, I watch some, man. He's like more like how I used to be, like
and that's kind of
McGregor. I'm kind of now more like I'll still like talk a little, but I'm more like Frazier, more like Fedor Emelianenko, one of my favorite fighters from Russia, just humble. I don't really got much to say anymore. It's like let's go toe to toe. Yeah.
This is interesting because Adam, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm 26 now, brother.
Yeah, you're at that age. Man.
So real quick, just
God bless you.
So just to talk about it, dude. In high school, man, I'm not gonna lie, you were talking the talk, man. I was 26 in high school. I graduated when I was 16. that's 10 years ago, man. So, 10 years later, man, here you're sitting next to me, man. And it's actually pretty crazy, man, because Dad, Wind Creek Center, you're over there doing your thing. And he's fighting there. So, it's pretty crazy, man, to see how far you've came, and to see that you're still staying active and staying in, man.
You fucking live once, man. God gave me the second shot. I give God all the credit, take none for myself. I know a lot of people don't like hearing that for Reddit. Go, he found God. After you see some crazy shit, man, that's the only thing you got. It's like everyone leaves you in the end. Jess, this through the military, this and that. You gotta look at the thing. What do they say? Blood makes the grass grow. Dirt. Right. It's like you gotta suck it up and fucking keep it moving. So yeah, it's crazy where we're at, but the only reason it's happened is one, because God, because I just keep it moving. I don't you don't got time to stop. Most guys get caught up. Everyone's had crazy shit in their life that's happened. If you lost somebody, my condolences out to you. But the best way to pay people tribute, I believe, that come out there is to become better. Become a better person, and that's the problem with a lot of society today. Everyone, especially the younger generation, they don't got the type of role models out there. And that's why I said, it's easy, man. I could be the same sort of pig I used to be with pornography, doing the security for strippers, all this shit. And I always love those people. It's not talking them down. You're at that point in life. But, what the world needs now is men, real men that treat women right. And it's not saying, to be like a cuckold or a pushover, not to be a strong man towards a woman like how society thinks. Have boundaries, but you treat her right like the queen she is. You keep it moving as well. You stay loyal. You do this. The stiff prick has no conscience, not to get on a total rant. Like, we're all men. Right. Who doesn't like women? But now what's different is, man, I stick with one woman instead of being all around. Sure, I get tempted. The flesh is fucking weak. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like I keep it green. I keep it moving forward. I know that what I gotta do, and I stick to the game plan. Just like when you're in the military, it's like you're anywhere. As soon as you get off task, and you start thinking that you're God, your ego gets in the way. It's easing God out. I just fucking listen to my coach, and I train hard, and the rest comes and falls into place. The problem is with the new generation, everyone wants to be paid more before they work hard. I never heard nothing like that, man. You work harder and then you get paid more. Right. Yeah. It's common sense to me, but it's not so common to this generation. So this generation, not the thing, they need role models. That's why you have like guys, it's not talking shit down on guys like McGregor. This is also, it's why they showmanship. But it's like outside of the ring, man, you don't always I don't put on those antics anymore. Now it's like, hey, I separate it. It's no longer a showman. I go back to my future wife. I go train, feed the horses, and I live by that. Yeah.
How many horses you got?
We got 4. I got 1 draft horse. The other one's the kids and hers.
It's beautiful, man. It's a beautiful thing. I love horses.
Yeah, we all want
Who don't want horses?
That's the American dream, brother. Props to you, Adam.
Man,
we're living the dream,
seriously,
brother.
Living the dream.
One thing that you touched on that, being a father and trying to preach to these kids, man, everybody has a story. Like you just said it, dude. You said it. Everybody has a story. And these kids, like him growing up and whining to me about all this stupid shit, and it's like, we try to be empathetic and empathize with him, but at the same token, like I've been there, we all been there. Like, and that's the hardest thing trying to teach our youth is like, dude, okay, suck it up, brush it off, and get the fuck up and get back to it. Like everybody, it's happened to everybody, and I think that's the thing that we, as parents, are having a hard time teaching these kids is like, listen, like, we love you kids. Like you kids mean the world to us. But goddamn it, man, what you're going through, everybody went through. Yeah. And it's hard to emphasize that, being like, all passionate and whatnot.
That's why I came on your show, man, because I knew you were a hard ass at the bat and had a lot of history like me too. But I came on because it wasn't until I realized once I was in the same situation as my father and thing that you just do the best you can. Like having a stepkid out doing that. So I came on seeing that you're trying to heal your relationship with your kid and do that. And I admired it. It's one of the reasons I came on here. Because it's like, it ain't easy, man. It ain't. Everyone always, there ain't no manual to being a parent. There ain't no manual to making it in life. All you do is do the best you can. Yeah. And that's why I admire what you're doing. Because trying to click, especially with the different generation, like we're growing up, like, they like throw dirt on it. My dad be like, what, you fucking pussy? That's what made me come here too. He's like, stop playing the same fucking CD over and over. Yeah. It's like, the shit happened. Get up and brush yourself off and fucking go.
I'm going to be honest with you, man, and I'm going to be cautious saying this because, like, when he came up to me, he's like, he didn't tell me that he was getting these tattoos and shit. Okay?
I'll get
he shows up at a function and I see his neck tattoo. And to be honest, dude, I wanted to punch him in the neck.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah,
God damn it. And now, mind you, I say that cautiously because you both are.
No, I'll go back
tattoos.
and I'll get none. My dad, my first one was here. Only God can judge, right below my belly button, right? So like pop wouldn't see it, right? I end up in junior college, Valley Forge Military Academy, showing dudes about when God can judge your dick. This shit so fucking pointed. I got all the time. So stupid. You know, all these tattoos I got to hide. And then like, it was when no one was getting them. Now your generation, everyone's got them. I'm about to fucking erase all mine. Having no tattoos or one is the new different shit. Everyone's got their things that I agree. I wish. Well,
I love my tattoos. Some of mine I hate. Some of mine I hate, but I do like a lot of them. But so Adam, so you're our father, correct?
Yeah, I'm a stepfather.
Okay, so hey, you're a father, man.
We're working on kids.
Well, hey,
as am I. I have 3 stepchildren.
God bless you.
So,
God bless you.
On that, real before you jump on that.
No, go ahead.
It's always tough in the beginning, brother.
Yeah.
Tough.
And that's what I wanted to actually ask.
Wait, this is your.
This is Jesse Jr. He's my son.
I was like,
Yeah,
God
yeah.
bless you. I was
No,
like,
yeah.
you know what? I'm like, man.
I'd be divorced.
I was like, yeah, I know you got a good girl. I was like, you must love the wife too much.
But,
I have 4 children. Amanda and I, we have 4 kids, and Jesse's in the middle there. We have 2. The girls are the oldest and the youngest, and then the 2 boys are in the middle. I don't know what happened with these 2. The boys, their heads are all.
Yeah,
I'm the shit.
Crazy.
I'm the shit.
He's undercover crazy.
I'm the shit.
He's the scary one. You know what I mean? You.
But my girls are smart.
We know what you are. So
that's horse shit.
That's a good man. He's a good man.
So that's funny as shit. So, you being a father, being an athlete, going through hell and back a million times, man. You seem like you got your life on track, man. It's fucking awesome, man. So now that you're at this point in life, how do you balance between being a father, being a farm owner, having a going through all these new stages in life, and you have a fucking fight coming up on Friday, dude.
And a very active business, one of the fastest growing bubusinesses in the area, mind you.
Okay, and see, and then that on top of that. So how
you guys put me on the spot. I'm gonna get a ring.
Dude, so
oh shit, dude, my bad.
I get kicked in the balls.
Sorry.
What just happened? What did I just miss?
It's all good.
My apologies.
No, you're good, man. Yeah. How do we put this? How do I stay focused and keep doing it, man? It's just there's no fucking manual, like I just said. Excuse my French. It's like I just do the best I can every day to find a balance. When you guys know a secret I don't know, let me know, because I keep it. Find the balance is the key to separate. Is the biggest thing I work on. I also do CBT therapy right now with a blessed counselor I have, and I talk with a priest to keep my mind, at a thing, because taking that step back is what I always have to realize, because I go, and I'm sure Jesse can relate to you, and you can relate to this, son. It's, you don't, separating like who you are with your boys and who you are with your family, who you are with your teacher.
That's interesting you say that, man.
That is learning how to separate those and have still not a schizoid reality and know who you are through it all isn't easy. It's like I struggle sometimes separating, like, hey, me and my girl, she's the administrator of the business now. I work here, so separating that now, we're not in work mode. Now it's a relationship, shutting it off.
I need to work on that.
Yeah.
I need to work on that, man. And it's funny you say that, man, because fuck, man, it's crazy you say that. I've had my friends tell me that I act different when so-and-so's around and shit, so it's actually really crazy to hear
Maybe
from
perhaps a respect thing.
Yeah, so very interesting.
Adam, you touched on something that you're doing to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
What are other things? Like, have you ever tried taking ice baths and things like
Yeah,
that?
I do all this therapy stuff now. Me and the girl are big in it. I'm doing CBT therapy. I do some NAD treatments and some, I do the cold therapy as well. I do, just talking with my coaches. I spend time with God and, read the Bible. I'm finally starting to again. Then just even with the animals, that's, therapy in itself.
Yeah.
But it's so big to learn how to separate these things in life and do self-care. It's one of the biggest things in the world. Like we all got mental issues to an extent, man. They would bring up the word bipolar. It's like, okay, who isn't? One day you're an angel, the next day you're son of a bitch. Maybe
Amen.
not so much the same.
Amen, brother.
But that's why I thank God who puts up with me, man.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're a hard one, but yeah.
It took me a while, dude. You said it 5 times already. There's no book on parenting.
None.
Shit's not easy, and if there was a book on parenting, there's no such thing as a perfect family at the end of the day. And
they're like, oh, we're all dysfunctional. Everyone's this. Don't go with a dysfunctional family. Like, oh, you're so different. It's like my coach said this line, right? It's so genius. I'm sitting there with 2 of them. They're like, it ain't easy and it's hard work. I was like, that's fucking genius. It's the truth, just simple. So not easy.
Yeah, I do notice, just through following you and knowing you for 2 decades now.
Yeah.
I know you're. Well, I'll just come out and say it, dude. You're a mama's boy, man. Like, you give a lot of. When I say that with the utmost respect,
I know.
You love your mother.
Yes,
I see you posting about her.
Yep.
Every time her birthday is on, we're all saying happy birthday.
Hell yeah,
that's
that's
awesome.
awesome,
You have 1,000 people posting happy birthday.
Hell yeah, dude.
I love seeing that relationship, man. And obviously, so she plays a big part in your life, right?
Huge part. My mom's like an angel. My dad's like the thing, and it was a good balance. When I look back, you don't realize it at the time. Shit, I never thought I said I'd be thanking my mom and dad for having me. I was like, how the fuck do you guys do this, bro? But you get to that point where it's like,
I think the same thing.
Shit. It's like, I think, it ain't easy. She's one of the biggest inspirations in my life. I'm the oldest of 8. I'm the only one I didn't get my college degree yet. I think so. That's something I gotta finish in this life yet too.
At her request, or is that something personal?
Just personal, cool. And plus,
kudos,
you
man.
got it, man. Look out! I have enough of PhD schooling without the degree yet. Between Pitt, Valley Forge, Milford Academy, Northampton Community College. I mean, I've been around, man. So that's one of the next things after this is done. Because, for anyone out there that's younger, think your education is the most important thing you have. Everyone thinks, oh, you might be punch drunk but no, I study so much. Even when I get back, I read. I'm in the middle of a book right now. And I have coaches. I have a tree coach that I talk to. He comes in the week after my fight. Then I have the other coach. I have multiple coaches because you can't really grow if you don't get other perspectives. And everyone's like, I'm self-made. Yeah, maybe to an extent, but you're not, because even if you learn something from somebody, you can't be. We learn off of each other, so you can't be fully, I did it. No, you read a book that's from somebody. You did this. So it's like I stay active in my learning, and that's the same thing why I like fighting so much, because to the naked eye, there's brutes. No, it takes a lot of chess as well, and you have to learn how to use your body and your mind as a weapon together to be that good, and that's the hard thing to do. Like, you can have one, maybe you don't have the other, but it's learning how to use your body and accept who you are, which life's all about, like what a counselor wants you to do. Okay, their main objective is to get you to love yourself for who you are, not be something that you're not. In today's world, everyone wants to be something else. Oh shit, I can fake and say I'm a dog today. Shit's crazy. But I'm me under my skin. I can finally accept myself, and fighting's giving me the ability to do that to extent. Because that's like, I'm going toe to you with another man saying I am.
Yeah.
Here I am. Let's go. Let's make each other better.
Kill you,
just like the military. And let's come up with a thing.
Damn straight.
Let's get better. Like, God, they forgot and lost that sense nowadays, the urgency. But let's make each other better. Now you go and fight. So they don't even let kids fight. You go to jail for 13. You just get hormones. Don't know how to deal with them. You fight a kid up, you're going to jail. Like, I'm not condoning fighting to an extent like that, but there's another way to look at it. Some of my best friends came from fighting. The tragedy is now everyone wants to kill each other after they get into a fight. It's like, what do you do, dog? We disagreed. We had a fist fight. It's over with.
Yes, sir.
Let's be friends. Like, we're not toe to toe. Okay, you got the better of me. Who cares?
Man,
I might get the better of you next time.
Damn straight.
Or I got the better of you this time. Okay, maybe next time you become better. That's the same with football. The same with fighting. That's what my coaches do. It's like,
I like where this is going.
Let's make each other better men.
I'm getting fired up.
In today's world is, I'll take it easy on you if you take it easy on me. Oh, let's not. No one's confrontation. And when they do, they get around the fucking point. It's like, let's get better.
Right to the point, dude. If it wasn't for fighting, where would you be right now?
I like that.
I like that question too. If it wasn't for fighting, man, I don't know where I'd be to an extent, because it's given me a way to express myself and to go back and rewrite the history of my life. Because like I said at the beginning, I've always almost been right there. But I've never pulled the trigger enough to be like the best. Okay, almost a state champ, almost that cadet state champ, but almost made it in football, didn't. Almost made MMA, didn't. Always pulling the trigger on myself because I had self-sabotage because I didn't believe or love myself enough. And this has changed. It's given me the ability to do that. We're going for another win. Then we had the Bethlehem title. All this stuff, we get to rewrite this chapter. But most importantly, it's a matter of being able to say I am, whether on the outside you win, lose, draw, whatever. It's giving you all you got and not holding it back, and I can live with that. And that's what fighting is giving me the ability to do, to rewrite a chapter in my life that's haunted me because I was always almost there, man. And now I can close this chapter and be able to live underneath my skin. And that's the biggest battle that you face in life, is being able to look yourself in the mirror. I remember, man, not too long ago, probably 4 years ago, not being able to fucking take a piss with, or go to the bathroom without turning the light off because I was so disgusted with myself. I didn't want to look at myself in the mirror. Hiding from myself, man.
Fuck, man.
The self-hatred. And I'm like living in prison. I loved when I went to jail or prison or one of those places. Because, like, fuck, I don't got to hide no... Because the self-made prison I was already in was 10 times worse than any of that.
Yeah.
That thing. It's like,
Fuck,
okay,
that's
in the
deep,
physical,
man.
you got me chained up physically, right?
Right.
But at least my mental's free. Because I don't got to be in that type of prison that I used to be. And that's the tragedy. And fighting's giving me the ability to re-love myself. Not because it's like, oh, I get off the violence or thing. It's because I can give it all I got and I can live with myself.
Yes,
the
sir.
same with my studying, the same with the tree work. And that's the problem with a lot of today's society. They don't, because this is what I'm going to say. The problem with today's society is this. They don't have the integrity, most of them, this. It's like, when I get up every day, whether I'm fighting, whether I'm working, whether I do this, my future kids are looking at me. My wife's looking at me. God's watching me. You know, you guys are watching. My peers are watching me. There's more people in that mirror than just me today. And that's something that I finally realized. And the tragedy of today's society, they don't see it, so they'll be like, oh, they put in their 8 hours, and they're like, oh, I'm working for this guy, I'm not going to work my hardest thing. And they're dumbing themselves down and don't even realize it, because it's something I used to do. If you don't give it your all, man, you're not cheating anyone else but yourself, man.
Damn straight, bro.
And that's the fucking reality behind it. You dumb down your fucking mind and don't even realize it. A guy said something similar, you know, out there, like David Goggins, these, you know, Stallone, these other guys up and coming. But there's something that scared me that I used to say, that one of them said in one of these videos, that my biggest fear is that I go up to my maker, up to God and thing, and I wasn't anywhere near the man that I was supposed to be. And when you guys ask, like, what is my drive, that's my biggest fear, because I spent so many years of my life in the wrong frame of mind, locking myself up, putting myself in a closet, not believing in myself, that my biggest fear is getting before God, and God's like, I see the person I should have been, and here I am, and they're nowhere even fucking close. Yeah. You know, and it drives me every day, man, and it's like...
I feel like I know the answer to this question, but when did you start putting all the pieces of the puzzle together in terms of, from a mind perspective? And I mean, because you're bouncing around from this and that. I mean, like, dude, it's a puzzle out there.
Yeah, it is.
And when did Adam Atiyeh just started putting everything together and getting shit straight and start turning everything around?
It sounds crazy. Some crazy shit happened, as it does for most people, as I like to find it. But it's like this story somebody once told me, and a lot of you probably heard it before. The story of the boy and the puzzle. This man gave a boy a giant puzzle, and on one, you know, side of it was a picture of the world, huge. On the other side was a picture of God. So, you know, this boy got this puzzle done in a record time. The man couldn't believe how he did. He says, the old man asked him, how'd you get this done, son, in such a fast way? He says to him, once I put the picture of God into place, the rest of the world fell into place on that puzzle. And the same thing happened with me. Once I started staying the fuck out the way and stopped making that I'm God, that I'm the great I am, that the rest of the world should serve me, being so narcissistic. Of course we all have those tendencies. We have some cluster B personality to begin with, if you're a stronger sort of personality, but that doesn't mean that you have to be full blown and make it all about you.
You have an extended history just in all of the communities. All of a sudden, within the last year and a half, 2 years or so, in the neighborhood, I'm seeing Adam's Tree Service. So what happened here? Where did this come about? And tell us a little bit about this, because I'm seeing signs everywhere. The Abe Lincoln on the signs, creative thinking. I love it, man. I have a business mindset, a business background, and I see these ways of kind of self-marketing. So what sparked the whole, Adam Tree Service? Where did this come from?
Man, I know how to fight and do trees because of my family. So it's like I wanted to end up doing excavating. I was going to build homes, this and that off the bat, but because my background, my family said I could use the equipment, because a lot of my family's developers and builders. But then when I went to use it and I got some deals, they said I couldn't, so I looked like a jackass. So I said, I'm not doing this. I know how to do trees. I know how to landscape and do that. So I did did that with making that a cash cow now, and then the next step to get developing in real estate. Because like you said, business mindset, you know, I'm not going to live, I'm not that delusional. I'm going to be able to fight for a bunch of years, do that, but one day, you know, Father Time's undefeated, your body ages, you're not able to do the things you used to, you know, so it's like acceptance. So I want to have residual income. So that's the next step. So you got involved with trees and working hard, you know, working my ass off in order to one day be able to have residual income, that I have investments that are going to pay for me, you know, to keep on going instead of having to wake up every day and work like an animal, you know, but still have that hunger. And that's the fine line, realizing you could lose it tomorrow because, you know, yeah, Rome wasn't built in a day, but it could definitely collapse overnight. What happened yesterday isn't promised today. And that's why I just keep God first, keep it moving, and do the best I can every day, because I can live with that. Whether I got $1 million or $1, learning to accept that is what I believe is, you know, finding richness. It's like we say, so it started off as a journey of, you know, let me make the money, but in the process of making more money, I found myself more. Now money comes naturally, and you not only become, you know, financially stable, you become, you know, heart stable, like meaning like you have a stability in yourself. So you don't, you know, you don't have those jealousies or insecurities you used to do, because you learn principles about life. And a guy, Stephen Covey, talked about it, because I read a lot now, not just about all the great fighters or that. I do a lot of reading. And my girl will know that and tell you that while she watches TV. I'm reading. I constantly educate myself, not just because I get maybe it's an insecurity, getting hit in the head. People think you're not smart. So I work everybody, not just in the schoolroom, like learning, but in the ring as well. So I go and I read. So this guy Stephen Covey said something that always stuck with me, and I'm a farm boy now, and I'm proud of that. You know, he said,
love that shit, man. That's badass, man.
You plant a seed. There's no way around the principles of a farm. No matter what you do, you put all the miracle grow on it, it's not gonna.
Let's go, baby. Hell yeah, man.
You put a seed in the ground. You gotta nurture. You gotta water. You gotta keep nurturing. Once
do you wear?
Growing, you gotta keep nurturing. You keep doing. It's a never-ending process. The moment you try to do this get-rich scheme trick or pull miracle grow on, it dies. It goes down.
Do you wear a cheetah speedo? Do you cheetah speedo out in the field?
I was waiting to see where he goes like this.
Do you wear the cheetah speedo out in the field with the cowboy hat?
My girl dies. You're not. I did it a few times just to. Because you know what the best part is about being a country boy too, would not be down in the city. And I always loved the concrete jungle to an extent, but I don't ever want to live there again. I don't got to hear all the kids. I can walk outside in my Speedo and cowboy boots and kiss wherever the fuck
Let's go.
I did the other day, and my girl's at the window. I'm pissing out the window. I don't got no one can call the police on me and stuff like this. Like I'm not in no neighborhood. I can actually shoot a BB gun.
Do you listen to country music?
Yeah.
Do you listen to country music?
Yeah, bro, I'm a jazz guy now though.
Oh, that's right.
I listen to some country, but I have a saxophone. I'm a jazz guy. I like to think about about things when words are so powerful. So no matter what songs you listen to, you gotta always monitor that, because you know they have a saying that, you know, what you put in, what you get out. So it's like what you think about is who you become. They even say in the Bible, and you know, to an extent, as a man thinketh, he becometh. So it's like you gotta guard your thoughts and guard your lips, you know, because the devil can't read you. The devil can't read your mind, only God can, but can read your lips. So you gotta guard your lips, just like that is saying loose lips sink ships. It's not a matter of going the gangster way, going like that. You always gotta guard that. People are too loose nowadays with what they say, not realizing how much they affect the people around them too, because everyone wants to be heard. And that's the problem. There's something beautiful about being silent. I used to be a fucking loudmouth motherfucker when I look back. That makes me disgusted. And that's why, it's tempting to go back and shout and scream and do all this to be noticed. But when you ever see the king of the jungle or a lion have to do that? Right. He just sits there and lays. Yeah. He doesn't have to do any of that.
Damn, holy shit.
It's the truth. People know who it is. Just like
my
that gorilla in the
holy
jungle.
Shit.
Why you got, if you get paid, why you got to sell out? Why is it all about money? Then why are you really doing it if it's all about money? Because hey, being the richest guy in the graveyard, I never, thought was that smart. You ever seen a U-Haul behind a hearse, or the Egyptians tried to
Les Brown, I love it.
Right? Tried to fucking bury gold. What happened? It's like you live here once. It's not saying okay, that means have sex with all the women or do this or not. It's not saying okay, go and steal from doing that because you only live once. Like so you might as well do it. No. it's what it's saying is, man, you're here, so you might as well give it all you got. Be
So-
heard, but
Hell yeah.
by your actions, not by
My
your
man.
words.
So hey, real quick, everybody. Let's give a shout out to Adam Atiyeh for coming out on the podcast here, everybody. Let's come on, shout out to Adam Atiyeh, man. Good coming out here to be a brother. That's awesome here, fellas.
So Adam, so obviously you're grinding out, man. Your business is growing. Where do you see Adam's Tree in 10 years from now?
10 years from now, man, I see us a franchise for the reason, but I see us, we're going to start programs that help teach kids how to do that, because you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And we're going to talk about that when we come back on in a year or two from now. About the inspiration behind that. There's a kid that, you know, I'm never going to forget that helped change my life that I can't talk about yet. But I think about every day, get on my knees and cry and pray. And it's a huge motivation. So it's going to have people, the ability to learn that. We're going to be in, teaching programs. And the same with real estate, which we're going to be involved with. The next step, but Adam's Tree is going to have a franchise, and that's where all those funny signs you see is the start. That I'll talk about you personally with marketing about. I can't let them know all that stuff, but they got some funny ones.
I'm going to show this knucklehead too. I'm going to show him your truck out there. He don't even know. Actually, is it on the camera system?
We'll check out that.
He has a truck out there that is really mind.
So, hey man, Adam, dude, just as far as this episode went, man, you have. This is my first time meeting you, man, and you've seemed like you've progressed during this episode, man. From the moment that you walked into the door, man, the connection that I feel with you now from the moment that I met you is insane, man. I feel like I got to really get to know who you are, man. And I think you became part of the family, man.
Smile, kid. It's like anything when you walk in. I still have my nerves like a healthy butterfly.
Yes, sir.
But how am I gonna open up? I gotta thank you guys for getting me back out here in a healthy way, not in a way that I gotta be crazy, pervert. I still talked a little bit about stuff, but the stuff behind
the important shit,
but
man.
I didn't have to, act totally a fool. Today's modern society will have you do that, and I didn't know what to expect from you guys. I feel more connected and close to you now.
Good, man.
It's like you don't know how to open up always.
No, for sure,
conversation. It got my nerves going. I'm excited to see where this show's gonna be. Father and son bonded, 2 years from now as well, man.
My brother.
Well, why not you
brother.
man? You guys got a good thing. It's why not?
So real quick, Adam, you killed it today, man. You are fucking awesome, man. You're killing it. You're killing it as an athlete, a father, a man, a businessman. You're doing all these incredible things, man.
It's really weird hearing that, man. It wasn't until I changed how I looked at myself. It's crazy.
And so that being said, Adam, dude, hey, man. You're at age now where you could definitely give me some advice, brother.
Yeah, it's crazy.
20 years ago, man, what advice would you give yourself 20 years ago, brother? You being you now, the life that you've gone through.
Yeah, it is.
20 years ago now, what would you tell young Adam the Archangel Atiyeh, brother? 20 years ago, man.
I'd say the same thing about the font. Let me think about it deeper quick.
I love it. Love to see it, man. Seriously.
If I go back and say something to myself, man, I would, let them know, that at the end of the day, you gotta live with yourself, and that your actions have repercussions, and that everything that you do, either inspires or pushes people in the wrong direction. And are you gonna be able to be okay with living underneath your own skin, in the next 15, 20 years? You're gonna regret what you did.
Right.
Life goes by really quick in a blink of an eye, and I know for a young kid at your age, I thought I was still invincible, 26, 27,
Yes, sir.
28.
Yes, sir.
Still being, really out there and wild. But it goes by in a blink of an eye now, closer to 40 than 30, and about to be. And I'll let them know, man, like, hey, you only get one shot at this, and you're not promised tomorrow, so you might as well give it all you got. And drugs and alcohol and women, they're always going to be there, but your dreams aren't.
I hope you're fucking listening to this, kid.
Like,
I hope you're listening to this,
listen,
man.
I'm
I hope you're absorbing it.
This ain't disrespecting no women out there. I'm going to say this. So it's like, listen, we always fucked a lot of women we've been with. It's always the one. And I don't want to be real repulsed, but it's like, out of all the pussy that I had in my life, right, there's never been one that's been like, that hit the ultimate orgasm. Like, this is the last time we're gonna have sex. Sure, some looked a little better, some felt a little this and that, but it was always the woman attached to it. It doesn't matter how many times women you've been with or this and that. There isn't an ultimate orgasm. If you sell your soul for that moment of brevity and search that ultimate orgasm, you're gonna watch your life go by.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
if you seek pleasure like most individuals do now, whether it's a bottle, a bag, a woman trying to escape themselves because they can't look in the mirror, your life's gonna go by really, really fast.
For sure.
And you can get all the tattoos in the world, all these things in your nose, your ears. I did it all. I used to have it in things, but it doesn't change the way you look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
No matter what plastic surgery you get, no matter what, you're still that person if you don't change what you believe in your mind and your heart. And the one thing that got me through everything, why my coach is even with me, is because of my heart. And it's crazy that 20 years ago, my wrestling coach said when I was in high school, before I got lost, I had the heart the size of Texas. And I can still, no matter all the dirt I did in my life, pride myself because I never hurt little kids or women. There's arguments or did that stuff. I always chose to go, different. It was my heart. The same with my fighting, the same with that, and that's why he's, by me. At the end of the day, 20, you gotta be able to look yourself in the mirror. That's the most important thing.
Yes,
you
sir.
get pats by, they got this thing, a poem that a man wants to give you called The Man in the Mirror. You get pats by everybody else in life, how great you are, but you can't look yourself in the mirror. It don't matter. So realize that 20 years from now, no matter where you're at, you gotta be able to look yourself in the mirror.
Well said, brother.
Hell yeah, man.
So as of right now, Adam, advice. So anybody that's watching here, I mean, and in all honesty, you've been giving a lot of advice. But what advice would you give right now to anybody that's watching that's misguided, misdirection, doesn't really know where they're going, doesn't really know what they want in life? Like, what's some advice? And I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but God damn it, dude, you're pushing out content from motivational videos, books. I try to read 2 books a month. That's my personal goal.
Yeah, that's really good.
On whatever profession that I'm in right now. I try to do, but advice, man. Like you've been there and you've literally done it all.
The best advice I can give is not to believe. If you're in a bad state of mind, don't believe the advice, the voices in between your ears. Not to sound schizoid, but we all have a self-talk. So if you're in a bad state of mind, you can't believe that self-talk. You can't believe that. That's why having coaches, having other people talk to you, love you before you can love yourself is one of the most important things. You got to surround yourself around the right people. So if you're not starting to surround yourself around the right people, you can't expect to be a champion if you're around chumps. It's like you can't expect. It's like, listen, you can't expect to be a good person if you're going down the bad road. It's delusion or around all bad people. Yeah, you can still be a good person to an extent, but you eventually become who you hang around. So if you're only hanging around yourself and you're a coach, you got a coach as an asshole. If you say that you sponsor yourself, you got a sponsor as an asshole. I mean, we all need people, and in order to advance yourself, you got to put yourself around people better than yourself. It's like if you're not in the right state of mind, number one, I say get on your knees and pray to God to put the right people in your life. Number two, I'd say go out there and find them, because you seek what you find, and God helps those who help themselves. Prayers without work is dead. You got to be willing to put in the work. And don't be jealous of the guy that's in a better place because he was willing to do the shit you weren't. So it's like, you learn to keep your mouth shut, shove the kind in your ears, in your mouth, and listen. Shove the kind in your mouth instead of yours, and you start to listen to the right people. In order to do that, man, you got to go find people that you want to be like, that are good examples, and you start imitating what they do. It's not called fake it till you make it, acting as if. And that's what I did. I started acting as if I was a champion. I started acting as if I believed in God. Until I did. And it wasn't a matter of having to think. I started doing the little things that got me to where I'm at. And we still got a long way to go. Just like Jesse said, it never ends. You got to constantly, the moment you stop learning is the moment you freaking die, man.
Amen,
you got to be able to will and to learn and think. A kid teaches me a lesson. A kid changed my life. Another guy, you just never know where God's going to work through. You don't know where the next message is going to come through that might change the course of your life. You don't know, why not? Okay, you're on your way out. Maybe not. Maybe tomorrow you'll be on your way up. It's never too late as long as you got a breath in you. So I believe.
Whew. So we did a lot here, man. I feel like we peeled back some outer layers, and we got a look inside of Adam Atiyeh.
Yeah, we got deep, man. That was
some things that are happening here. We have a fight coming up on September 20th.
Yep,
My man, let's fucking get it.
We have a contact.
Let's fucking get it, baby.
For Will Miranda is your coach,
Yep. And Angel Cruz.
Angel Cruz. So I do have contact information for tickets. You're
Yep.
going to be fighting at the
The Wind Creek
the
Casino.
Wing Creek Casino. So for those that are watching, let's 484-554-8804. That's Will's
Get your tickets.
contact information. Call him, get your tickets now because they're going out, man.
Yep,
I checked every day. They're going down. They're going down.
Yep.
We're gonna see our man, the myth, the legend here.
Fuck yeah.
Do some fighting,
Yep.
Hell yeah.
and that's
So-
right around the corner.
Yeah,
So-
around the corner 1 day, 3 days.
Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah, baby.
Isn't it crazy? You don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring. All you can do is be there, man.
And now you're gonna be in the center of the ring,
Yeah.
trying to kill somebody, facing someone that's trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Yep. Damn straight. And listen, fellas. Today was fucking awesome, guys. Dad, killer on it today.
Yeah.
Did absolutely amazing. Thank you for bringing this awesome fucking dude on today, man. Adam, the cheetah, the archangel, the man of the fucking hour, man. Hey, man, you
know how to make a guy feel good at least.
Well, I'm glad, man, because I'm not gonna lie, you've inspired my young mind tonight, man. I feel like I don't know if this means anything to you, but hey, man, I feel like I could see a lot of myself in some of the similarities in you. I feel like I feel like I can. I feel like
get it before
yeah.
me. Now you listen to your dad. I wish I would have, even though my dad
Yeah.
came off rough. He had a lot of good things. I wish I would have, listened a little younger.
And
that's what we talked about. The problem is when you're young,
Yeah, man.
you think you know everything.
And I do,
you
and
don't know. Yeah, you don't
and I
know
appreciate
shit in
that,
reality.
bro. I appreciate
Listen
it, brother.
to a guy that's been there.
Damn
Humility's
straight.
hard, man. The ego will fucking kill.
Fucking kill it, man.
Pride, man. Pride. The primary reason I died early. It's not saying not to have any, but it's like, hey. Maybe this guy did it. Maybe I should listen. Maybe
just maybe.
And I hope you get it before I did, because it took me closer to 40 than I was 30 to get it. You'll be well ahead of the books, whether you choose to be a fighter, you will live with yourself. You have a good life, and you'll make your dad proud. He'll be able to smile.
And I appreciate it, man. And
you won't have to rip that nose ring out of your nose.
I
punch him in the neck.
No shit.
Like this tattoo. I don't know what it is.
I appreciate you saying those
That
things,
was a bad
man.
night at a pizza shop, by the way. A guy tattooed his neck. He came out.
Yeah, no shit. How about it, right? But Adam Atiyeh, man, I appreciate you coming on here tonight. I appreciate the comments, man. You were an incredible guest, dude. You were easy to talk to. We got to dive into your mind a little bit. Got to find a little more about yourself. Now I feel like I feel like we're brothers now, man. I feel like I see a little bit of myself in you. I feel like we were able to connect on some things. I see the relationship you have with my father here, man. It seems you guys have had a great bond over the years, man. And it's really cool to see that from a son's perspective, man. And I just want to say, thank you,
Your
man.
dad was
Seriously,
always,
thank
I
you,
can
bro.
always say that about your dad, man. Not to cut should be like that. He's always a respectful man, whether, he's in the security thing. He never really got into all the chaos. He kind of stayed the guy in the thing, but, you felt his presence. And, your dad was always, pretty much like a man that,
Kept to
he
himself.
knew, he knew when to keep quiet and when it was time to speak up and, thing. And that's how, a lot of the military teaches guys, but he acted on the principles. He's a bad man. They could handle his own, but he had to let it be known to everybody.
Okay,
and I always respected that about your father and how he's never like one of those womanizers like most men, stayed back, whether he's with a girl or married, I don't know his thing, so I won't say it like that, but he was always respectful is what I get out, and that's not especially when you're doing security, there's probably a handful of guys I can say that carried themselves like that, and I was in a lot of places over the years.
Yeah, and I've preached over the years that
That's awesome, man.
and
It's
I'm
cool
not
hearing
saying
that
it's
shit
true,
about
though,
you,
no,
Dad.
but listen,
That's cool, man.
But people have this misconception of a bouncer. They think
Right.
a bouncer's dumb.
And I do not, and I'm not gonna lie, I bust your balls a lot. Then I'm not gonna lie, I sit here and crack jokes on the podcast. I look at you, and I really am just busting your balls because that is the perception that I get. But
it's irrelevant, right?
When I get a gentleman like this, it is pretty cool to hear that side of them, Dad. Because when I look at you, I look at it like it's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Because people don't understand what a real bouncer job is. You get a bunch of meatheads in that don't understand bouncing. Then they give it guys that are actually smart important thing, like security, like when you're doing a thing. It's number one when you're it's to make sure that people are having a good time. You're not out there to be a thing, and that's to protect everybody from the nonsense that go on. So you got to be very alert, just like your dad was in the military. Yeah, crazy. Yeah. You don't know if someone's going to shoot someone. You got to be attentive and take it seriously. But the problem is, most people go, "Oh, it's fucking security."
Yeah.
It's not. It's not. It's not. Oh, look at the cop. Or no, man. Just protect even the cop's job. People don't understand.
And most bouncers, their job that they're bouncing is their second job. They actually have careers.
Exactly.
They're professionals.
Yeah.
They're professional fighters. They have 4 fucking world titles. I have bouncers that are professors, teachers, business owners. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So anybody out there, respect your bouncers because not only will they fuck you up, but they're also a lot smarter than you guys.
So, fuck yeah, man.
I think with that being said, man, Adam, dude, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, man.
We had a great time. This is our first live podcast.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, this is still going live. I don't know how this is going.
We have a vision here, and we plan to just see where it goes from here. Yeah. Definitely want to make sure that people reach out to Will. And again, I'm going to throw that number out there again. That's 484-554-8804. See the Archangel fight this coming September 20th. I think that's Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
And then, Adam, I fucking love having you here, man. I love to have you back again in the near future. I'm so interested to see where you're going in life and in your professional career. I know a lot of people. We have a lot of contacts here that we'll certainly love to connect you with in terms of networking. And let's get you back here sometime in the future, brother.
Hell yeah. And that being said, everybody, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, everybody, thank you for tuning in.
Worky Wednesdays, checking out our YouTube channel. Everyone's been asking. It's going to be at Worky Wednesdays is how you find it on YouTube. This is our 7th episode. We've been working on getting content on there, so we'll put everything on there and then we'll blast it out. But again, guys, thank you all for joining us.
Yep.
Adam,
tune in,
brother,
check
thank
out.
you so much.
My brother, absolutely. Thank you for coming, brother. Dad, kick ass. Good shit, fellas. Good.